I posted the audio of Opie going in on Anthony Cumia, and I just wanted to ask the question, do you think he was right? Do you agree with him? Generally, on everything, he said a lot of shit in there, and like, it was very drawn out because he's there talking with Sherrod and Vic and Carl, and you can feel the way you want to feel about them, but I also don't blame them because they brought it up, and you can tell there's genuineness there. They would love to get them back together. But Opie said it's never going to happen. As you can see, I detailed one way in which I think it can happen. I don't know if you agree with that or if you got other ways. But so all the things he said about Anthony, first of all, he finally called out his alcoholism, his racism. He's doing a little jab about Anthony beating up abusive girlfriends. We finally got the answer, a son I always thought. Remember that whole thing of Anthony was very mad that Opie didn't like his girlfriend being at the radio station. Opie finally admitted, well, I always thought, you can't bring your girlfriend to work and have her do your job with you, dude. So, like, I completely 100% agree with Opie on that one. As far as his racism goes, on the air, I had zero problems with it. And even off there, like, look, Anthony got fired for a bullshit reason. But he did descend into that world of racism, but like serious racism, meaning he wasn't doing it to be funny anymore. He was just going on rants, and you can tell. But if you look at like the first year of him doing his show, the Anthony Cumia show on Compound Media, even he said this, it was way too political. And when Opie said that he's embarrassed by him, I kind of get it. And here's the reason why I kind of get it. Opie, whether he likes it or not, is going to be synonymous with Anthony Cumia going forward. Because they were Opie and Anthony. So every time you think about Opie, you think about Anthony. And vice versa. So that all gets attached with Opie. So he said he's fucking embarrassed. I love the shot he took about Alex Jones. Because I've said that. I go, what video was? I think I made a video like a couple of days ago where I go, I'm still stunned every time I turn on Alex Jones and see fucking Anthony Cumia sitting there with the InfoWars background. Like, and Opie's right. Opie's like, we used to make fun of Alec. That was the goof. We would have him on the show and make fun of him. And now you're fucking working with the guy. And you fill in for, I personally don't mind it. I just say it's very bizarre, but I think that also goes into the thing of Opie talking about how just embarrassed he is to be around Anthony. So I think the most controversial thing Opie said there was that Anthony needs Opie. Now, to have the best show possible, Anthony kind of does need Opie. But that works the other way too. Opie kind of needs Anthony to do the best show. Now, success-wise, see, here's the problem. Opie just, like, went in on Anthony Cumia. Unless Anthony uploads something to YouTube, he can go in for fucking days on Opie. No one's going to give a fuck. They have less than 2,000 paying subscribers. Unless they put something up on YouTube, like another Walking on Greg Shells thing, nobody's going to give a fuck. No one's going to hear it, really. So, he's going to have to do that. As far as needing him, I wouldn't say that. Only because he's behind that fucking paywall, and I get he's trying to figure out how to do some dual thing. When they do shit on YouTube, it does get mad views and shit. So I don't know if he needs Opie, but he acts like he needs Opie. I mean, what he said on that Bert Kreischer podcast, he basically said, hey, I'd go do a show with Opie for free. And then he settled on, just give me $1 million. They were making $3 million. You go back with Opie in a second. And I think that's what got him re-attacking Opie. And I think Opie alluded to this in the audio when he turned down the Compound Media deal. Now, Opie said about that is that basically Keith offered him half the company. They were basically going to do Opie's idea. Remember Opie when he was in that fight with Jim Norton, explained his idea that either Anthony would stay in the mornings and Opie would move the afternoons, or vice versa. And they'd split the shows, and every once in a while they'd come together and do one show, like maybe once a week or once a month. That's basically what they offered Opie for his they offered him half the company. You do your show now in the mornings. They were going to have Opie do mornings. Anthony does his show in the afternoon, and every once in a while they'll do a show together. Opie turned it down, and that's when the attacks started happening again. There was a little something before that because Ben Sparks got invited to a compound media party and then ended up getting... Now, this is before they reconciled on the phone. Ben Sparks got invited to a compound media party, and at said party ended up with Opie's phone number and continuously just harassed Opie. And Opie actually filed charges, and Ben Sparks had to plead guilty for harassment. And Anthony's thing was like, hey, I just invited the guy to I don't know how he got invited. But then he has since admitted that Ben Sparks and him are friends. And of course, look, the only people at that party with Opie's number were Keith the Cop and Anthony Cumia. So they gave him his number. So there's resentment for that. They got over it. They started the phone calls. Opie got after phone calls. Then Opie gets fired. Opie turns him down, and then the attacks start. So I get why Opie says, I've taken the high ground. And he hasn't. He's taken mad shots. They were going on bashing sessions of him. While he was very down, by the way. Because immediately when he got fired, all of a sudden Sirius XM was allowing Anthony in the door. Then he subsequently got banned from Sirius, I believe because of his Twitter. So in general, I think I kind of agree with what Opie was saying. Not as much as, like, as far as Anthony needing Opie works both ways, but like I said, Anthony acts like he does. Now, the funny shit I totally agree with is when, first of all, I don't believe Opie really when he goes, I don't read his shit, I don't watch his shit. I believe he reads and watches everything. He reads and watches everything. Let's not kid ourselves here, people. He reads and watches everything. So he read his book. And I agree when he said he was very lazy when he wrote his book. Because Anthony didn't write his book. He had ghostwriters. It was short. Half the stories he got mixed together. It was written a long time ago. Like I said during the review, I can't wait to see that chapter on Artie Lang. The book was written when Artie was still fucking working there, so there was nothing good in it. I mean, Opie said he's going to write his own book and he's going to do it longhand. We'll see, but I agree with him that Anthony writing that book was extremely, extremely fucking lazy. But yeah, I don't believe the bullshit of Opie's like, oh, I never read everything, I never watch everything. Like, the reason why I know this is every time I popped up on their Instagram things, the Mad Cuban was like, oh, this Ty's our age. And Opie's like, I don't know who that is. Dude, you got me, all of my YouTube channels blocked from commenting in your live chat on YouTube. You have to go out of your way to do that. You have to go to my channel, then hit the little 3 dots thing, then hit block. You know who my channel is. Let's not kid ourselves. So generally speaking, I dig what Opie says. And like I said, for Anthony to do the clap back, just do something on YouTube. Just release it on YouTube. Don't friggin' just do it on your show where no one's gonna see it nor really give a fuck about it. But I generally agree with Opie that they might be done, except in the one scenario I got, but even that one scenario is highly, highly, highly fucking unlikely. So, but I do like this. I like Opie going in on niggas. And now, that brings more interest to his podcast. So now you might want to check out his podcast more because every episode, there's a little dig in there every episode. Like even in this one, the audio I played before that, there was a great shot he took at Anthony about, what was it about? Oh, about banging underage girls. It was a great little shot. He does the little shots. And then this one, Remember the video I posted the other day of him exposing Jim Norton? This was all the same podcast. So, what's your thoughts on the whole situation? Let me know in the comments. But I say, in general, I kind of agree with what Opie said. Only thing I'm a little iffy on is that Anthony needs Opie, but I will say he acts like it, because to me, they kind of both need each other. But give me your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, donate. Oh, the eggs are in the bacon and the eggs in the bacon and the jello, baby. How the fuck did that nigga used to do that? the eggs are in the fridge. I don't know, nigga. All this. Fuck you.